Alright, today we're in Aston, Pennsylvania, and there's a pretty good leak along the wall of this chimney. The first thing I notice when I get up here is the corner is just turned around. It looks like they've got the whatever flashing underneath. It looks like they got it buried. Typically that's a really bad idea. Yeah, and you can see there that whatever they did, you know, it's gonna, when you bury your pan like that, especially on the top, you're generally going to have problems. Now, I'm not going to say that's the only thing, because the whole of this chimney is leaking, the entire side. Now, if we look real close, what we're going to see is they didn't cut in a riglet onto this chimney. What they did was they just placed a piece of metal with just a hem on it up against the chimney, and they mashed it in, and then they caulked it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that yeah, that's what's causing the leak. Now let's just open this up, and we'll just see what we got behind here. I'm damaging a few shingles, but we'll replace those. Now, we look underneath, and you know, you can see as the water's been running down this thing, it's definitely a leak. They just stepped over the old stuff, and they've got a pretty good leak. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so I can get into the chimney without damaging any more shingles while I'm trying to hold this camera. Alright, we're in Aston, Pennsylvania today, and what we have is a good leak on the chimney. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and tore the flashing off. And if you'll look, you'll see that there's water on the step flashings. There's also a lot of water on the what's supposed to be counter flashing. Now this is not true counter flashing. This is just a cheap job that's indicative of roofers in Philadelphia. What they've done is they've just put a hem on a piece of metal, and they pushed it up against the brick, and they caulked it. That's not a good idea. I see leaks like this all the time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a riglet in, knock in our counter flashing, and we're going to have a good counter flashing job. Alright, so we tore the old Philly flashing out, and we put in some new true knock-in counter flashing. One thing that I did was I nailed the bottom. Some guys will disagree with that, but it's fine. We actually don't even have to caulk this counter, because you know, we got the corners taut, we got everything wrapped real nice, and what we did was we cut a 1-inch riglet into the brick, and then we put our counter into the brick, and once we got it in, we knocked it in, we tapped it in which you tap lightly with a piece of wood and a hammer, and it'll go right in, as long as your cut is pretty straight. We're going to go ahead and caulk this anyway, but we're good to go now. This is just 1,000 times better than, you know, what they had before. But there's nothing like some good knock-in counter flashing.